What's going on? What's going on, my co-creators? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're doing wonderful. Having a great day, great evening, great morning, whatever time you're looking at this. You are a co-creator for life. You always have been one. Now you're just consciously doing it, and you're thinking about how you're thinking, your attitude, your responses. You're constantly knowing that you are the co-creator of this life. That's how you know you're a co-creator, dynamically co-creating, is when you're just conscious of it, when you're aware that whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're focusing on, that's most likely what's going to come into your life. It's that simple, folks. And it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of reminding. It takes a lot of brainwashing yourself, brainwashing yourself with information, affirmations, being around the right people, having an agenda, a plan, a purpose for your day, for your hour, whatever. Just be conscious of where you're going. And it's impossible to think about that fact all the time, but once you get into the practice of just being on point and focused on a certain idea and where you're going, it kind of comes naturally and it goes on autopilot. That's the plan, folks. We want to be on autopilot. We want to use our subconscious to direct us because we can't consciously focus on something and try to train our subconscious at the same time. It's very difficult. I mean, we can't do it for long stretches of a time, but at least it's very difficult. So we got to train our subconscious when we can. Then we got to let it go into autopilot, which that's what it is anyway. And so we can make the right choices even when we're not even trying to. It's just something that we are, something that we do. That's why it's so important to listen to the same thing over and over again. Like if you read a book and you really, really like it and you find some information in there that just makes your mind pop, don't think you could just read it one time and your life is going to change. That's very rare. You're going to have to read this information over and over and over again. That's why audiobooks are good. So if I really like a book, I'll buy the book, the physical copy or the Kindle, which I haven't used Kindle in a while, but the physical copy, and then I'll also listen to the audiobook. And I'll go through that physical copy and I'll highlight stuff. I'll make notes and I'll dig through it over and over again. You can't just read it one time or can't just listen to it one time and expect it to change your life. That's very, very rare. Repetition is how you got to where you are, right? The reason why you have what you have, the reason why you think the way you think is because of what you've been doing over and over again over the years. You trained yourself to be a certain way. So in order to change that, you got to actively train yourself to think different. You got to put different things into your mind. Different, just like when you're eating, trying to eat better, you got to put different food on your plate. You know what I'm saying? You can't continue to consume the same thing and expect to get different results. That's insanity, folks. Literally. And so, anyway, yeah, I was just thinking today because I get really, really busy, a lot going on, and I kind of sometimes I don't have time to really check in with myself. Once my day gets going, and and so I started doing this years ago. And what you need to do is once you have your goal, once you know what you're trying to do and how you want to live and how you plan to live, once you have all that in place, you need to make yourself a little checklist. You need to write down a few things, probably, no more than 10 things. I wouldn't even, that's a little too much right there. Write down about 5, 6 things to remind you to question yourself and ask yourself, does this, what I'm doing, bring me closer to where I'm trying to go? We need like a little checklist, just kind of check the temperature, check the map. I mean, because we all traveling on this road to go somewhere. The point, we know where we're going. We choose a point and we want to keep heading there. But if you just driving and driving and driving and you don't check the map, you might end up taking a wrong turn. I mean, I'm thinking old school. I ain't thinking GPS. The GPS, it'll talk to you. And so I'm talking about you looking at a map and you trying to get to where you're going, and it's over a long distance, a long path. You might want to take a moment and look at the road signs and make sure you and look at the map look at the road signs, and make sure you're still heading in the right direction. Because sometimes life gets to going, and we could easily find ourselves heading in the wrong direction, doing the wrong stuff. And so that's all I'm saying, folks. We just gotta check that map and check in. I was trying to think of something else just now, but I'll leave that there. So anyway, folks, make you a list of things that you know will question. Okay, why am I doing this? What did I do today? How many hours I spent doing this? Does that bring me closer to where I'm trying to go? Does that bring me closer to my goal or not? You know what I'm saying? Who am I hanging around? Is that person really helping me get to where I'm trying to go or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know sometimes we do things we don't want to do. We have jobs that we know that we are just doing it so we can pay our bills. But you really got to try to put yourself in a position where you can do things that you love to do and take care of your needs at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We can't go through our whole life just spending days and weeks and months and years doing something we don't like, just trying to, take care of our basic needs. We're smarter than that. We can devise a plan over time and get the things we need to live, doing the things that we love doing. We shouldn't be spending our days doing things we don't like to do. So yeah, you need to check in with yourself, folks. Check your map, check your map, check your checklist, and see where you at. And I carry around me a little index card. I use my phone sometime, but I guess it's the year that I was born, and I didn't have this technology my whole life, so I still like to write things down. I still like to put a line through it when I get it done. I still like to see it on that textile. That's just the way I am. Everybody's different. And I have used my phone for different note taking and stuff, but I tend to pay attention to it more if I write it down and I keep it in my pocket or something, in my breast pocket, or in my in my wallet or something like that. It's where I'm going to see it throughout the day, and I can actually look at it, and and actually have just feel it. And I think that makes a difference for me, at least. Everybody's different. So yeah, get you a little index card, write down the questions or the things that remind you to remind you of where you're going. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's like a checklist. It's like checking a map. It's like checking a compass. Don't just keep walking. Look at that compass and make sure you walk in the right way. Make sure you're hanging out with the right people, doing the right things. You don't want to spend too much time doing the wrong things. I mean, we all gonna fall off track a little bit. Sometime that's fine, but don't let it be hours and days. I slipped up. I kind of overdid that. Let me pull up a little bit and get back to what I need to be doing. So anyway, folks, check in with your checklist. Check your compass. Make sure you're heading in the right direction. That's all you got to do, folks. Stay on track. I know it's difficult with everything going on in the world, but we got to use different tools to keep us on track. Me personally, I can't rely on my mind to remind me. I need to have something where I'm looking at a physical thing, so I can say, okay, yeah, I got to do that. And after you do certain things for a while, they will become automatic. But it's those new things, those new habits or those new guidelines you're trying to stick to that can be difficult if you don't use every tool that's possible. And man, what a complicated tool, pen and paper. That's all you got to do, folks. I love you, my co-creators. Get you some cardio today. Make sure you meditate 15 minutes. Turn off the news and leave your cell phone at home sometime. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.